Have you ever wondered why that brand new health kick feels so good on day 1, but by day 30 it feels completely impossible? Well, you are definitely not alone. Today we're going to dig into the science of why our best intentions so often fall flat, and we'll explore a new model that might just hold the key to making change that actually sticks. Let's jump in.
I mean, it's the classic story, right? January 1st rolls around and we are all in. We're going to eat healthy, we're going to hit the gym, but then February comes and those old habits start creeping back. It's so easy to blame ourselves, to think, oh, I just don't have enough willpower. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the entire way we've been taught to think about making healthy changes is just wrong?
And the research on this is pretty eye-opening. According to one major study, more than half, over 50% of all health promotion programs just aren't sustained in the long run. Think about that for a second. That's a massive number. It tells us this isn't just about a few people struggling, it's a huge systemic problem that has scientists looking for much better answers.
So, this is the crucial point right here. We need to shift our focus away from short-term fixes and willpower and start thinking about long-term sustainability. It's not about a temporary diet or some 30-day challenge. If you want real health improvement, you've got to create changes that can actually last a lifetime. And to do that, well, you need a better blueprint.
So, what does a better blueprint even look like? Well, researchers are proposing a new, smarter way forward. It's called the multi-theory model, or MTM for short. Let's break down what that actually means. So, the multi-theory model, or MTM, think of it as a much more complete, holistic approach to health. You see, a lot of the older models focused almost entirely on you, your personal motivation. But MTM is different. It argues that for any change to really stick, you have to look at the whole picture. It's not just about your internal drive. It's also about your external world. Things like, do you have access to healthy food? Do you have supportive friends and family? Are there resources in your community that make the healthy choice the easy choice?
Okay, so that all sounds great on paper, right? But the real question is, does it actually work in the real world? Let's take a look at how scientists put this MTM model to the ultimate test.
They did something called a systematic review. Now, this isn't just about looking at one or two studies. A systematic review is like a master study. It's a massive, comprehensive analysis that gathers up all the best, highest quality research on a topic to find out what the most reliable evidence really says. It's pretty much the gold standard for scientific proof.
And you can really see the scale of this thing right here. The researchers started with over 8,800 potential studies. From there, they had to systematically filter everything out, getting rid of duplicates, studies that weren't relevant, until they were left with just the 8 strongest, most rigorous studies to analyze. This is what top-tier science looks like. So after all that incredibly rigorous work, what did they find? Does this new model, this MTM, actually help people make lasting changes to their health? The results are pretty compelling. Let's start with this first example out of Iran. Researchers used the MTM framework to help teenage boys quit water pipe smoking. And the result? A really significant drop in smoking rates compared to the group that didn't get the intervention. This shows MTM can work in totally different cultural contexts. Or how about this one from the US, focused on nutrition? Using an MTM-based approach, a group of African-American women almost doubled their daily intake of fruits and vegetables. They went from under 3 servings a day to nearly 5. That's a huge, life-changing improvement, and it shows how effective the model is for different health goals. And check out this powerful example from India. Here, MTM was used to help postmenopausal women. The program led to significant improvements across all areas of their quality of life. We're talking physical, psychological, and social well-being. This really drives home the broad, holistic impact this model can have. It's not just about changing one little behavior. So, when you put all the evidence together, the conclusion is pretty undeniable. The multi-theory model isn't just a nice idea, it's a proven, robust, and incredibly versatile tool. We've seen it work in different countries, for all sorts of health goals, and with very different groups of people. So the evidence is solid. MTM works. But here's where this idea gets really powerful, because this model forces us to think bigger. It's not just about our own individual health habits. It's about the deep, fundamental connection between our personal well-being and the health of our entire planet. The MTM way is a major shift in how we think. Instead of the old way of just focusing on individual willpower, we now focus on building supportive environments. Instead of temporary, short-term programs, we design sustainable, long-term strategies. We're finally starting to recognize that our personal health doesn't exist in a bubble. It's deeply connected to our communities. And this right here is the big idea. The MTM framework really emphasizes that to create sustainable health for you and me, for individuals, we have to consider the sustainability of our communities and our environment too. You can't separate them. The two are fundamentally linked.
So what's the ultimate takeaway from all this? I mean, what does it mean for you, for me, and for our collective future?
It really comes down to this. Making lasting health changes isn't a solo mission. It's a team sport. It requires support from our communities, it requires smart strategies from health professionals, and it requires an environment that makes the healthy choice the easy choice.
You know, the authors of the study really said it perfectly. By weaving these big principles of sustainability into how we promote health, we can get a double victory. We make people healthier, and at the exact same time, we help take care of our environment. And that leaves us with a final, really powerful question to think about. We tend to see our personal health and big global problems as totally separate issues. But what if they're not? What if they're just two sides of the same coin? What if that journey to improving our own well-being is actually the very first step toward building a healthier, more sustainable world for everyone?